Hello everyone and welcome to Zelda Speedruns 2. Today we have a Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament 2021 match. Group C between TheCowness and Sparkles. On commentary today we have Uri and Nightcrawler. How are the two of you doing?
I'm doing pretty well right now.
I
How
am
about yourself,
doing.
Mirai?
I'm doing fantastic. This is my first time doing some commentary, and I'm honored to be in the booth here with Sir Nightcrawler himself.
I'm glad to be in the booth with the future itself.
You are familiar with the word, I see.
Yes.
Perfect.
Did you bring me anything from the future?
I just you got to put in a request a little bit sooner.
Oh,
The DeLorean is in the shop currently, so
okay. Well, I mean, what's the thing that I want from the future the most? A croissant, maybe? Sure,
I'll
sure.
just have
Bring
to
me a
find you
croissant.
in the future, and you'll send this to my past self.
That's good. Assuming I don't get abducted to another time.
This is true.
Well, silliness aside, yeah, we got the Countess versus Sparkles. I believe this is their second match. Is that correct, Star?
Group C, I need to double check. Sorry, I had to sort out something. For some reason, both runners' streams were black on Ray's stream, so I had to go switch scenes and back, and now that's fixed. This is the Countess. This is the second match for each of them. Sparkles lost the race to Kulain, and the Countess won against Kulain, were their previous two matches each.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry for that little bit of a distraction. I just wanted to be sure about that.
It's gonna be interesting to see whether Countess can keep his streak going here, 2-0, or if Sparkles is going to make this a 1-1 between them here.
Yeah, Sparkles is one of the newer racers, so it's nice to see. Nice to see a win behind that racer.
Yeah, I was going to say that I'm not too familiar with these people. As new as I am to the Z-Tour scene, I'm not too familiar, but it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
All right. I don't know what's going on with Countess. The match should have started a couple seconds ago. But yes, Sparkles has found both ends of Saria a little bit easy in most dried canyon biomes.
Yeah, I missed what spell that was, though. They're both in there, and they're picking it up, so it must be somewhat important.
Oh, I should refresh my stream then. I still have missing no on Countess' side.
Countess is just a little ahead of Sparkles here, picking up life. It is, actually.
Alright, that'll be good, especially at the beginning of the game. Sometimes racers tend to skip life, but you know, if it's right there, if it's in Saria right at the beginning, why not? It'll save you a couple deaths probably.
Yeah, early on in the game, it's a tough decision later. Just skip life if you're feeling good, if you've got good levels, and you're able to push through things. But early on, you might have a difficult start, especially with these flags. They do have mixed enemies on, so who knows what they're going to run into. And there's a red Dyra right there in this cave, in the P-bag cave here. So having life early on is definitely going to be useful.
I just realized something. I should have asked you to give me the common future greeting. Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
I'm sorry, but that's absolutely secret. You guys are just not ready for that.
Oh shoot!
Not in this time era.
I shouldn't tell you my sources then.
I guess life is not coming through for Countess over here. It might not be castable though at Magic the One. I didn't see the cost of it.
Yeah, that seems likely. Now, I mean, these are some pretty beefy enemies for this cave. Gosh, Countess taking
two red Dyras and an orange Dyra for sure. That's a game over right there.
Now, if you get in there, P-back cave can be nice because you can corner those enemies really easily. And if you just keep them sort of in hit stun, they just don't really stand a chance. But actually getting in there at the right angle, especially when you can only take a couple hits, is a little bit tough sometimes.
Magic Container Cave proving to be a little less dangerous here with a heart container at the end of it.
Yeah, and that could make P-bag cave a lot easier for him. Alright, Sparkles, meanwhile, looks like he's in heart container. Yeah, heart container cave.
Yeah. Both skipping the life level though, so going straight for attack. It looks like.
Oh man, they're
Sparkles
trying to
released,
win. They're trying to win me over.
How big was? I didn't see the P bag amount there.
You know, that's a good question.
I guess it wasn't too much because attack was 200 and life was 50, and they only have 50 left over, so it probably
Yeah,
200 points.
200 or less. Yeah. Okay, here's glove.
Countess isn't me though, but I totally missed the signpost item. I'm not sure what's in here, but we're gonna go for the spell hint, it seems. Or
Yeah.
the item hint.
Going for this. It is nice to know where stuff is. Go has to find the medicine. Gosh, he probably wanted a little bit more useful of a hint than that. It's good to know where it is, but at the same time, you don't want to triple dip. You know.
Yeah, that's a
towns.
3-screen. That's a 3-screen town right there. And you know you're coming back for downstab later. You might not even have the medicine at that point, so that's 5-6 screens total you're walking across, losing time. Was that another heart container there on the grass tile or Sparkles? Back and forth of this commentary thing. You guys got such a great setup here, but I'm getting lost in one screen and missing what's happening on the other one. I think it was a heart container. We can see if they got 6 versus.
Yeah, that must have been a heart container. Oh my gosh, these boomerangs are hilarious. Yeah,
the gorillas, man. I would rather fight red Dyras in the early game than all these gorillas. You just cannot win against all those boomerangs, and it hurts. It hurts a lot to just keep getting knocked in the back of the head by those.
That's a perfect time to get a life level and just refill your life, but unfortunately,
Absolutely.
Not quite there yet. Alright, there's the glove for Countess. So, a little bit behind Sparkles, but he's probably still feeling good about getting the glove so early.
We're seeing a lot of experience as well. Those orange Dyras are given 150 experience each. Well, we'll probably see Sparkles take this one out. Or not. That's a game over. Not too bad of a reset, though. The start was not too far away from the starting palace.
And I think those orange gorillas were 20 or 30 each, so that's not bad for an orange gorilla.
Not at all. What was that, P2 right there?
Yeah. That's right. Oh no, Countess. Okay, cool. Sometimes entering a bridge encounter, like, from the wrong direction can be a little buggy, but it looks like he was able to get out of it.
Yeah, you get stuck in the middle of like a 2-screen encounter and you have to go through one of those screens then. You hate to have that happen.
Alright, flute for Sparkles in this here trophy cave.
Usefulness pending at this time.
Yeah, just wait until we get another dried canyon biome.
Yeah, this is a great biome though. It's so free and open. You know, you're not restricted on islands or a mountainous terrain that never opens up. But these are great biomes. They should be fairly jetty, but no promises on that, depending on what happens in the east.
Yeah, and Sparkles did find 3 or 6, and is now in Raru, gonna pick up his first spell on the list. Not his first spell though. Talk with my father. That's an uncomfortable thing to hear from
just letting strangers in your house.
Yeah.
Come into my basement. Back into P-Bag Cave for Countess here, going to finally get through this with 2 attack, 2 life. I don't. Can he cast life yet at Magic 2? So much is going on here so quickly.
I would think he could, but I suppose not. It looked like he was having a real hard time entering into those. Well, now he can, and he does.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay, well that's a full 80 right there. That should come down pretty quick though.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna. No, he's not gonna try to farm that orange dye or anything. That's fine. I mean,
orange dyers are 150, red dyers are 100. You hate to see that. You want the red ones to be worth it at least. 100's not bad, but you know you'd prefer like 200 or something.
You know, those are the worst enemies that Countess was just stabbing, and you probably didn't see it on your screen. In the dark, probably the worst enemies are the bouncy cats, because you only see their feet for a second.
And in the
yeah, those Geldarms. That's what he was stabbing there, I think, because they're so difficult to see. The worst part, though, with the Geldarms is that in a few spots, they'll actually be above the ground, and then you literally can't see them. But it's fairly rare. And they don't do a lot of damage, but, you know, if you bump into it like 4 times, then...
Yeah, damage, but very high annoyance factor. Same with the bouncy cats as well. The bouncy cats are the death of me. You could replace any boss fight in this game with a room full of bouncy cats and it's game over.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun.
I mean, you know, they can't be one shot, give them a few hits, you know, a few stabs, but it's just a giant bouncy cat. Maybe for Dig Shake, maybe for the version 5.0 randomizer. Throw in a bouncy cat boss room, who knows?
No. Not a bouncy cat boss room, a bouncy catzel.
We'll let chat judge that one. Okay, so Sparkles also did not do this feedback cave early on. It was just there, yeah, beanstalks for sure. Beanstalks and Dyras in here.
I think most people call them bouncy houses or bounce houses, and that's why I didn't. That's why that fell flat. I feel a little deflated from that one. I'll keep them coming, guys. All right, Sparkle's also jumping over those Dyras. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So they're pretty much neck and neck at this point. They've got the same heart containers, same magic containers, same levels, 2, 3, 3, and we have not yet seen a connector off of this continent yet, if I'm not mistaken.
Not yet. I think someone in the chat said that we saw East. Star said we saw East earlier. Okay. For just a second.
I was going to say there's no reason for them to be jumping into any palaces at this time, so no fairy, no magic key, not even any keys in the drop pool that we've seen yet, so ultimately we're probably going to be moving to the east soonish.
Yeah, if you come across like P1, you might do it, but as we saw in a previous match, you don't want to sequence break something so difficult.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's you just can't. Yeah,
you can't keep it up for that long.
Exactly, it's not sustainable.
Now we get a hint. Oh, go ahead.
You might get lucky in some palaces where there's just no doors. Sometimes that happens. There's no real doors other than that boss room door that blocks the crystal placement, but that's pretty unlikely overall. I think more often than not you're going to see at least a few doors in a palace. So again, the keys in the drop pool are not sustainable.
And speaking about not an option, we got another of 3 or 6. So both 3 and 6 seem to be in the west here. I wouldn't want to do 6 for sure. 3 probably not. Without a magic key or fairy or something.
Yeah, no thank you. And they don't even have downstab for 3s. I don't know how comfortable they are doing a downstabless Reaponax, so...
It's fun, though.
It's a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun learning it. You know, I've been running a ton of seeds myself over the past 2 months, totally addicted to this Z2R game, and I don't know why, but it's so much fun. And I guess we're on the east here with Sparkles.
Yes. It looks like the experience is a little bit less generous here, but that's fine. I mean, you don't really know how good the experience is until you find those lizards, those juicy lizards.
Oh yeah. Looks to be kind of vanilla-like over here, although it could be a volcano. We're not sure. Not seeing the center of the map just yet. So,
Fairy Town. So Sparkles is going to go into this town, and I do approve of this. That could mean a triple dip in this town, but I mean, more than likely it's a double dip because some people will not come back for upstep. But getting the hint for fairy, that's super, super important. Going straight to fairy, then you've got all those extra options available to you at that point.
Yeah, I agree. You have no idea where the magic key is, and the logic of the randomizer doesn't want you in a palace until you have fairy or the magic key. And so, learning where fairy is at and getting that ASAP also unlocks going back to get downstab and even coming back in here to get upstab if you really want it. So, fairy unlocks so much more than the magic key, but an early magic key can be really, really useful as well.
Yep, Zero Wing, you got it. Child and the Candle in Maze Island. I mean, you don't really care so much about the candle, but you definitely want the child in this scene. Even if you get the magic key, it's a good idea to get fairy. So.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Speaking of those Lizalfos, we saw an orange Lizalfo killed on Countess side with 200 there, so not too bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
for
we'll
orange.
see. Yeah, we'll see. With the red guys are probably worth 70, and the blue guys are probably worth 100. You know, totally not worth it, but whatever.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
It definitely tends to happen. Oh, we got 1-ups in the small enemy drop pool here.
Nice. It's nice as long as I don't see life farming going on.
Yeah.
Gosh, I did that a couple times when I was a wee lad. Playing Zelda 2 Randomizer a couple years ago. God, I hate those bees so much.
Yeah, this double encounter is this forced desert path with these 2 encounters on here. Is always, if you see this really early on, if you see an early east and you hit this encounter, you're just, oh man, it totally sucks. One direction or the other, it sucks either way. But it seems like it's forced this time. There's the desert tile.
Animus mentioning that the boots don't seem very useful. I mean, not so far, but it is okay on vanilla like, or the east. It seems like it's okay. You can dodge encounters because there is water nearby. It's not like the water is someplace useful, but you could initiate some enemies dropping onto you and then clear them on the water. Could be nice, but probably not worth it to actually go out of your way for at this point.
We saw Maze Island connector cave there, just north of the desert tile there. Countess opting not to jump in it just yet. Explore some more of the east. I don't know, I'm kind of a fan of jumping into Maze Island. You know there's just the 2 free items there. Does Countess have the hint for the child there?
I don't think so.
I don't think
that
so
must
either,
be why.
so.
And you know what? With his information, I think he does know about the candle, so he's probably like, it's the candle, the other thing's probably not worth it. So
yeah, right, exactly.
How wrong is he?
I also didn't see the layout all that much, so I'm not sure if it looked a little unforgiving, if you didn't have the boots, if it looked like the house was a little deeper in or whatnot.
So now we're confirmed that child is required by the logic because magic key is in P5.
Oh, is that the hint we just saw there, New Kasuto?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to do P5 without a way to get through doors.
Yeah, not really. Not really.
We got Thunder.
At least that was easy.
Yeah.
Love Thunder Fairy. We're just looking for Fairy. We know where the child's at, and then Sparkles is pretty much going to GG this. Going to probably be a sub 1 hour. That's we're calling it. Calling it right now.
No problem.
Let's see. We're done.
All right, since Sparkles picked up Spell earlier, here's the World Boner, and Countess picked up the Hammer. That's pretty cool. Not sure it's gonna prove that useful, unfortunately.
That's true, Animus. Forgot about the Reflect spell. That's right. We didn't see Reflect, did we? So
not yet.
It's going to be an old Kasuto, I guess. Yeah.
I think so. That also means it's gonna be pretty free. Naburu and old Kasuto are both free spells, so
yeah.
At least with these flags. The magic container requirements get turned on if they do later.
Which is infuriating. You come to the east and you're like, yeah, good, we're gonna explore the east, and then all of a sudden you start trying to get these items, and the wizard guy's like, yeah, I can't help you, mate.
Oh boy. So the Countess found what was it, like a lava or a lava fairy? No, it was a forest fairy. Not that useful. But, oh, look here. Oh my gosh, River Devil. Come on, everyone give the River Devil a hand. I mean, it's been years since River Devil.
I was about to just assume the River Devil was useless and say that, confirmed Flute was useless based on the 3-eyed rock that we just saw, but there it is, River Devil blocking the bridge like the professional he is.
All right, and Countess has picked up Reflect, so he has one of the required spells.
Or maybe not. It looks like a total dead end down there, so River Devil.
River Devil.
Total fake out.
It would have been a little bit funny if River Devil led to boots, which just the only thing the boots let you do is avoid the River Devil.
Yeah, but
right. Not this time.
So what palaces have we seen here on the east? Again, there's so much going on, and this is exciting. So
I think we're gonna have...
we already checked in that one, I guess. So who knows? I don't remember what that is. I don't think we saw GP. We did see GP. Okay, we did see GP. Okay, so we know that Maze Island is not GP. So okay,
Right.
and that means Death Valley is also not GP. So they know to dig into Death Valley when it's time.
Yeah, that is a good thing. That is a good bit of information to have. Digging the Valley of Death and then getting GP is quite the bird that it can give you.
Yeah, I'm gonna apologize to chat here. I'm trying to keep up with what's going on with the two races, and keeping up with chat on the top of that is difficult. So I'm sure Star or Nightcrawler can yell at me if something needs to be talked about.
Oh, Sparkles, poor Sparkles. He could actually see the ghost there, but it just unfortunately cruised right into one of them, and those invisible moas do a ton of damage.
Yeah. Again, in early East is so unforgivable. You run into these caves, and invisible moa is nothing more annoying than that, especially just trying to get around the East.
I think Countess is oh no, Countess isn't going to get the hint that... Yeah. Countess still needs to find Darunia, but I think that's nearby.
TheCowness just talked to that lady out front to get the hint for P5 Magic Key?
No, not yet, but soon. Because I remember it was close to New Kasuto. Unless I'm mistaken. Now, of course, that doesn't mean he's going to drop into New Kasuto to get the spell hint. But at least, hopefully, at least he'll check the sign at the beginning.
Dash into Bruru, so that is Old Kasuto Reflect then.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the cross out of the spell tower here to see those invisible moas. Not that it helps too much without a candlelit cave, but still, they're
yeah.
If they get the candle off of Maze Island, then they'll see them.
All right, and here is Dash for Sparkles. Almost a full list of spells. It's not just my imagination.
I was about to agree with you. It sure did feel like that. I think Countess has maybe a little bit more.
Possibly. Oh gosh, this is a waste. You cast Dash and then you immediately go to the old lady's house. But I guess it was a time savings overall.
You gotta spam Dash on the way out so that you can save that refill when you hit that first encounter. You get that magic that little trick.
Yep. That is a good trick. The refill does stop eventually, but it does take a while.
From what I had heard before, it's like the full 255 magic points that obviously you can't even get in the game, but it just totally just maxes out whatever the bite is there.
Yeah, that's it. And when you get a magic container, the amount that it maxes out is whatever your magic total is.
Yeah.
So they max you out a little bit differently, which is interesting.
So we've still only seen GP here on the east. One of the other palaces is obviously in Death Valley. The other one, not being behind Three-Eyed Rock, is still evading us wherever it is.
Sparkle's making good use of the dash spell there. And Patrick in the chat pointing out, you know what? Countess was not interested in Darunia. So have fun, Countess.
Yeah, I mean, even with the spell hit that Sparkles had, have they? Oh, that was a nice dead end cave. Have they not found I believe we saw Countess find Maze Island, and he didn't get the hint for the child. Have we seen Sparkles find Maze Island yet? Because if they
no,
okay,
it could be honestly the hammer that Countess has could come in handy. It could be that Maze Island is hammer blocked behind Death Mountain. Do you know what I mean? So you need a hammer to get into Death Mountain, and then you get into the Maze Island.
We saw Maze Island connector. It was just north of the desert tile, which is why I'm interested that Sparkles has not made it over there just yet.
Oh, I'm missing a lot of stuff today, unfortunately. But,
hey man, me too. We're both missing. We're just having too much fun in here in the booth.
That's right.
Star is bartending. These Long Island iced teas are strong.
Yeah, Star. I mean, She's trying to, grease us up here.
No boots, having to cross the lava encounter here, making it. Okay. Sparkles, the Maze Line Connector Bridge is over on the eastish side of the east here, so hopefully they're gonna find this sooner than later. Oh, it's through this desert, so they can go south through this double desert, the double encounter in that single desert path, and then Desert Tile will be down there, and the Maze Island Connector Bridge, Connector Cave will be down there as well.
Go east to find the P bag.
Oh, nice.
That's the important one. So hopefully Countess, continues to search for the hints because he's missing the most important hint.
Yeah, Darunia was right there as he came into the east, so it's... did he not see Darunia at all, or did he see Darunia, know that it was fairy, and decide not to grab the hint?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We're asking the trick questions here. We're like totally missing the smallest little details.
Oh, nice dash, but right into the bees. Not the bees! Not the...
An Octorok, a mobile Octorok, takes Sparkles out near the end.
Yeah, gosh, you hate to see it. Oh man, this is a painful road for Sparkles. He's gonna lose everything in this encounter.
Ouch.
Hopefully there's a palace back here he can get his lives back at.
I'm not sure. Cowness was back here, and maybe they didn't do a full exploration, but there's, I'm not sure. There's a P bag down in the desert tile, so that's kind of useless. But here's Maze Island right here.
Here we go.
Okay, so they're going to dig it in. Okay, we've got multiple connectors on Maze Island. We got the Maze Island Connector Bridge, we got the Connector Cave, and we saw the raft tile there. So both presumably the Connector Bridge or the raft tile lead to Death Mountain. And who knows if we'll need that or not, but it doesn't seem likely.
So Sparkle's being a little bit interesting here, in that he is not immediately going back to Darunia. I don't know. I think he might check the second connector, see where that goes. Or maybe he forgot that the other reward is the candle. Yeah, he's checking the second connector. Oh, no, keep your lives back!
Yep.
Uh-oh.
And it was P1.
Yeah, he's not getting his lives back. He's still got a free life, I guess.
One life, one heart container, and a scorpion hurling fireballs. Just back up and go back to P1.
Oh, he made that jump.
Evil Knievel over here. Cast a life spell.
Nope.
Get two cast a life. Oh, going for Thunder. Oh, man.
Actually, you know what? It might not be a bad idea to well... Okay. It's a waste of time, but you could go back and forth between the palace and that encounter and just continually cast Thunder.
Yeah, that's true. And I was going to say they cast Thunder to kill those two enemies, and now that they come to Death Mountain, if they go back, those enemies are going to respawn in that encounter now.
But he's going to get the red jar in that direction.
This is true.
He doesn't realize that, though. Okay. He was a little bit nervous at first. I think he's about to figure it out. Alright, Countess is about to get the medicine. Nice.
As long as they don't... Well, he's got full life. I was going to say, as long as they don't get bodied by that leak that just happens to be in the air, that just surprises you from time to time as you're trying to move through these encounters.
Looks like Sparkles is looking for the candle here.
The candle's going to light the way.
Yeah.
Very valuable.
Yeah, you know what, Sparkles? If you're just trying to finish off your level, just go to the palace and thunder those guys again. That's all you need to do. It looks like he's trying to finish off a level while looking for a candle. While looking for the other item. I think he's trying to put aside the fact that he knows what the item is useless. Oh gosh, what are you doing, Sparkles? Oh,
yeah, I want to see how much the red guys are worth here. My money's on 70.
Ooh.
Oh! 200
nice.
Orange, 200 red. Still don't know what the blue ones are worth, though.
And Sparkles is continuing his search for the candle.
But still on one life only, and not enough to take the blue guy out, get in the red jar. Another cast of Thunder, do it, go. We're 300.
But why?
I don't,
No, it's fine. He's having fun. He's living life. He's living his best life here in Maze Island.
Well, Countess has jump and has now gotten down stab, so they may have a slight edge, although still without that hint for fairy. What are they going to do? Well, hopefully you don't expect anyone to jump into P5 again without any keys in the drop pool or anything like that. So, presumably they've got a tracker somewhere in their mind, and they're thinking, well, I missed Darunia, and just, from just process of elimination, Darunia is going to have Barry. Or nobody's seen old Kasuto yet, have? No, they have.
No, they have.
Countess has Reflect, okay.
It's funny when you said, Countess is a little bit ahead, because I never really considered that Countess might be ahead, due to the fact that he is missing a super important hint.
No, it is, but it's like, when it comes to downstab, when it comes to combat in this game, combat is so important, and we haven't seen anything in these palaces yet, so these palaces might be riddled with something terrible, like Doom Knockers and Blue Iron Knuckles, that you kind of just want to get by, and if Sparkles is going to try to face off against these, to try to jump over them, and deal with them, you can't be casting, they don't have a nice low Fire Thunder to be casting in this seed, so they're going to have to deal with that, and downstab is going to make that so much easier. So if Countess can get that hint and then go back to Maze Island ASAP, because he knows where it's at, assuming he remembers it's with all of this going on, but might be able to just close that gap. I did say he was ahead, but let's go with potential for closing the gap.
Since Sparkles is going through the Pastor Caves, I find this interesting because that's not related to Darunia, is it? Not necessarily.
No. Darunia, again, was kind of close to the connector. You could just up an A. Have they not seen this item cave yet, maybe?
It's not an item cave. Yeah. It's the second part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they could just, they know the connector cave on the west. Just jump back, up an A, back to the starting palace, hit that connector to the east, and then just hit up Darunia. They have to deal with all this, dig, shake, swamp out here.
Yeah, I think I've been just sort of, my eyes are on Sparkles right now because I want to see someone get Fairy.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Please, someone make progress.
Yeah, that's the missing link for us to progress further in the seed. So, it's easy to just sit here and watch both runners and be like, well, you guys should be doing this. You tend, in a race setting, depending how nervous you are, or I don't know how forgetful you may be for whatever you're doing. I play these seeds on my own, and all the time, if I see a connector very early on, I might just forget where that cave is at some point later on and be like just rechecking every single cave. So maybe it's understandably so they don't remember where the cave is, but they're already on the east. They want to head back, and well, here they are. They found Darunia, and they're going to be the first one to have Fairy.
Now keep in mind, because Sparkles never got his lives back at that palace in Maze Island, he's still on his last life, so he has to refill here. But fortunately for him, yeah, he is finally going to pick up Fairy. That's going to make me happy. And Countess, he's about to get what he needs for Fairy too. I don't know if he realizes that he's going to get Fairy with this, but perhaps process of elimination is going to tell him.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, and looks like we have a new person to welcome to the Zelda 2 Randomizer community. We got Trail Z in chat. Welcome.
Brand new runner.
Mm-hmm.
Up and coming. He's got probably about 7 seeds under his belt at this point in time. He's been performing pretty well. I've been watching him. He's a young, bright kid, up and coming.
Yeah,
Keep an eye on Trails.
Yeah, maybe within a couple of months you'll start getting sub 90.
Yeah, hopefully.
Should be good though. Everyone starts out someplace, so. No response from Trail Z yet.
All right, well, Sparkles goes ahead and up an A's back to the starting palace with Fairy now probably ready to dig into these palaces, going to not start with 2, opting not to start with 2. Or coming back to Hills. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing him perform.
Yep. All right.
Oh, downstab. Right.
Makes sense. Okay, the up and A makes sense. So in that case, if you knew he was going to be up and A-ing, maybe don't pick up your life and magic refills right before you up and A. Saves a bit of time, but maybe he hadn't decided on that course of action yet. And Countess is keeping his levels low, his magic levels low, so he can get that infinite sort of refill, or not quite infinite, but
Countess getting the kind of glitch trick jump there to the top of the roof for the chimney. A trick that I have difficulty performing and would rather just jump to the lower, just go over to the lower roof and jump up there myself. The more time you waste trying to get up there and be all fancy about it. But I mean, it only took him like 4 attempts or something. So.
And he's not spending any of that magic casting life, but he came back for the refill, but not spending any of it on life. I'm a little confused. Is he up and A after this or not? So Trails apparently has a new setup. Maybe he got some, those.
We'll see how well Sparkles can handle this combat, and looks like because Countess already had downstab, so he's ready to jump into P1 immediately here on Maze. P4 here with the Moa, and he's ready to jump in. Sparkles still hasn't found Old Kasuto, so that might set them back a little bit. That might be what helps close the gap even further.
Yeah. With this, Countess might start to pull ahead, or he might be ahead now that Sparkles didn't necessarily. I don't want to say that Sparkles didn't capitalize on his hint for the fairy enough, because I mean he did get it relatively quickly. I guess Countess, just with his long years of playing Z2R, his instincts led him to the fairy spell before, can really make an impact on his route. So that's good for him.
Yeah, I mean they were given a lot of things free early on. The glove was free there on the west. Thunder was absolutely free. Just again, process of elimination, knowing that Reflect was free and Old Kasuto. So not a lot to dig out. And the first, I would have been trying to, again with my commentary perspective, trying to rush into a palace ASAP, especially knowing that P5 had the magic key and the fairy was behind the child, which was on Maze Island.
It's kind of weird for me. I probably would target P5 early if I was in Sparkle shoes with 444. That's comfortable levels for taking on Guma, and if you get the magic key, I mean, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Some people do really have some, and this was myself as well. Just early on, again, not being inexperienced with combat, Guma can really throw you for a loop. He's very nimble for his size, and you can really just end up bodying him or eating that flail to the face, and you can watch people spend an immense amount of time trying to take out Guma. So, if you just want to dip into P5 hoping you find that magic key, that's a gamble. If you think you can take on Guma, then definitely do it. But again, I'm not well versed with Sparkles' experience and ability with combat here, although we are seeing some of it unfold in front of us.
Interesting from Countess, he found the item room in this palace. This is
P4.
Yes. And he did not actually get the item because he saw it was the raft, and he knows that the raft tile is in Maze Island. I don't know where the other end of the raft tile is, though, but I'm just thinking maybe, if you're back in there, maybe it leads you someplace good? I don't know.
I think the only other place it could lead to at this point, I don't think we saw it anywhere in the west, and there wasn't a lot of water on the west, and the east, we already have access to the east, so probably just led to Death Mountain, the double connected to Death Mountain through the Maze Island connector bridge and the raft tile.
Probably, yeah. But I like Death Mountain. I want to go in there.
Yeah, it looked kind of open, I think, wasn't it? They don't have the boots, so I'm not sure how exciting that would have been.
I want it to be exciting. It's just. I always want Death Mountain to be important to a seed.
You were hoping for, say, like a hammer blocked child behind Spectacle Rock through I don't know, maybe a spell tower requirement in there somewhere as well.
Yeah,
Look, man, we're not trying to be here for 2.5 hours.
that's what I love. You know what to get me for Christmas, then.
I'll get you from the future, yeah. Both of these palaces can really prove to be labyrinths here. P1 and P3 are going to be your shortest palaces, so those are generally the easiest to just dig into right away if you have the luxury to do so. P4, you know, I mean, anything's possible. Rando is going to rando, but P2 can definitely be a labyrinth, and P4 can also, I mean, everything other than 1 and 3 can be a labyrinth, so I'm not sure if we're seeing any loops here. I haven't really been keeping track of all the rooms we've been seeing back and forth. Kind of difficult to watch everything that he's doing, but I haven't seen a boss yet, so.
Right, a few lava rooms in a row for Countess. Yeah, you're right. Haven't seen a boss room yet, but I think Countess, since he's in P4, he should come across a boss room within about the next 4 screens, I'm guessing.
That's a bet you're willing to make?
Yeah, let's do it. 1. I shouldn't bet someone from the future. Shoot.
That's right.
I'm trying to get a little bit of experience.
That
here so
is
we can
one
get
hell of
level.
a beefy red iron knuckle there to attack level 3.
Yeah. God. There. It's dead, but God, 50 experience. Never mind.
Yeah, you hate to see that, especially early on. Early on, if you have to do just a small bit of grinding, you're kind of hoping. At least I'm hoping that I see, 3 or 6, and I can just grind off the statue, and it's maybe worth like 150 to 200. You hate to see it when they're worth 50 to 70 or something like that. It just doesn't make it worth.
Sparkles with the
The P-bag, yeah.
I think this is actually room 2 from what I was saying, so 2 more rooms. Trails bringing up the fact that Sparkles was doing a death abuse rather on a Mew, and when you're at life 5 and you got 7 heart containers, shoot. Okay, I was wrong because the next room. Oh no, the next room could be the boss room.
Yeah, this is an elevator. Yeah.
I was still with the old logic there for a second.
Got 1 hit left here though. I didn't see how many lives he had.
Nah, he should have cast Thunder for sure. Oh, jeez.
Oh, that was the end of that. Okay.
He was probably like, I shouldn't cast Thunder because I need magic for the boss.
Speaking of boss, we see a little helmet head over on Sparkles' side.
Speaking of like casting Thunder in rooms, there was a guinea or whatever the ghost is called in Zelda 2 in that room, and one of the fun things about Zelda 2 Randomizer is you can cast Thunder on those ghosts, which in a normal Zelda 2 playthrough doesn't happen. Like normally there would be no point at which you would go into like a palace with the ghost when you have Thunder, but Zelda 2 Randomizer lets you do it.
It allows for all the possibilities.
That's right. And it's pretty cool that the game doesn't just bug out or ignore the fact that you cast Thunder or something. Oh man, another death abuse.
Yeah, another death
Sparkles.
abuse.
This is gonna cost him a lot of time at the end. And at this point, I'm starting to say, you know what? That P5 looking kind of good right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I mean, do you leave the west in terms of routing? Do you leave the west to go to the east, only to have to come back to the west again?
Well, I would have gone for P5 from the get-go. So, but at this point for Sparkles, yeah, they just keep going, I think.
Getting a little surrounded by a gaggle of red iron knuckles here for Countess.
And that is the official term for a group of red iron knuckles, by the way.
It actually is. That was an interesting use of dash. Usually those guys keep up with you pretty well.
Yeah.
Annoying to try to get. Yeah. Oh man.
He just jumped over the rainbow of iron knuckles.
This is a little. Is he gonna make it? He's gonna make it.
Oh,
man, this
Dash. Just run for it, buddy.
Attack 3 is feeling pretty weak in this one, man. Either that or the enemies have rolled high on health.
He almost got the Doom Knocker kill, which probably would have guaranteed him another level from this, but he didn't quite smash that jackhammer.
He's not going to have enough to cast Fairy after this.
Oh no!
And this is his last life.
Oh
he just cast
no!
Ash as well.
Oh, good point.
So we're looking for a Karak Hill and then another dig back to this boss room so that they can finally progress through. This is going to cost some time.
He could get a magic level if he. Yeah, he could.
There it is. Oh.
No, it's not. Oh god.
Oh man.
Actually, he might have been able to. He's still got 216 experience left over. If he can't do it now. Why is he trying it now? But
no, that would have been. It was 740 or something for life, wasn't it? So 740 would have been 956.
Yeah,
it was 11. It was 11. Oh,
you
that's gotta be kidding me.
Call knowledge right there.
Yeah. Wow.
I was gonna say not enough by itself, but if he had gone down and killed the Doom Knocker, killed the Red Iron Knuckle, he might have made it to the next magic level.
Well, we got Sparkles with Helmet Head and a very quick P3, so 2 down for them, 1 down for TheCowness here, P4, but Sparkle's still missing Reflect. Gotta go find old Kasuto and dig out Reflect, and without knowing where that is, I'm not sure, you're in Palaces now, you might be forgetting a little bit of the layout of the overworld. And who knows if they know exactly where they kind of need to go or where they haven't seen yet on the east to find Kasuto. I certainly don't remember where it was. So, don't call me.
I think it was by the... It was in east. It was kind of like about halfway up. Sort of like in a... It was kind of by a beach somewhere, I think. Or no?
I'm not interpreting these directions very well.
Or maybe it was way at the top. One of those two places. Either in the middle or at the top. It definitely wasn't at the bottom, guys.
Definitely somewhere on the east. I mean...
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
100% of the time, I sometimes know where things are. Alright.
No, they're not both in the same palace.
I was thinking the same thing for a second.
Yeah, just the same color, but just different brick pattern.
Actually, I don't think they are the same. Because, like, I know the NES and emulators can have different colors, but I think the secondary color on Sparkle's side is straight up gray, while it's all green on Countess's side. So.
Nightcrawler, we can break out the colorimeter. It's totally okay. We can measure this.
I will. I'm a pixel artist. I know my colors.
We've got a sand green brick, sand brick that is green over here on the side.
By the way, now you know what to get me for Kwanzaa, a colorimeter.
You know I can bring stuff back from the future, and you're very demanding. This is the first time we've been, you're just like, I want all this stuff.
Yeah, well.
As if it's free in the future.
It's not? I thought everything's free in the future.
You've been watching too much Star Trek. Where they abolished money.
Yeah, I mean, unless the Ferengi are you really gonna...
I was just about to bring that up. A Death Abuse on a Mew, life level 5. Oh, man. We got Barba for Sparkles over here.
And this is honestly half the reason why I do Gem Abuse. Because I don't want to be in this situation. Just leave me at life 4 max until the end of the game.
It's a tough call. I am someone who kind of I get a little sloppy sometimes, and I know that a higher life level can help me out. But when you have only Fairy and it's expensive, and you don't have a lot of magic levels, a lot of magic containers, it's this is something you got to juggle in real. Something you got to juggle in real time, and.
Yeah.
There's a lava bath for Sparkles.
Fortunately, Sparkles still has tons of lives left, so he's got lots more attempts. It was a decent Barba. He was getting like 2 hits per, maybe 3. I think he got 4 that time. I think he could have gotten 5 or 6 if he was a little bit more on the ball there. But still pretty decent Barba fighting strats. Just don't get hit by that fire.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Hit the dragon in the head and don't get hit by his fire.
Yeah, he's jumping a little early. It's making me a little worried. Okay, that was a good one. Oh, see, that was a little tiny bit
I'm a little
early.
nervous as well. It's okay, you're not alone in this.
That was good. Is Sparkles new to Z2 in general, or just Rando? I don't know. We'll ask him, right?
Yeah, not entirely sure. I think they just recently. I had seen them in some streams. They've been watching, and then they signed up for the tournament. And I think they're somewhat new, but that could just be that they played the game 30 years ago, and it didn't really they know the basic foundation of the game, but the randomizer, of course, throws a lot of that into the just into a big old whirlwind sometimes.
Yeah. No Scrooge McDuck sprite yet. Now I'm just realizing. God, that was close. One more hit. Don't overcommit to this stab. Okay. Alright, so Sparkles got it. 700 experience and then a 50. Not enough to get double levels.
Level here, pushing them to attack 5, I think. That's going to be nice. Or they're just going to say, hey, is there a 900 point P-bag back here? Nope.
Nah, they saw the bubbles. They saw that kind of screen is a little bit annoying to try to get a lot of experience out of, I think. So, and they were like, it's not worth going 2 or 3 screens.
Oh, it's not an attack level. Wow, attack is 1980. Wow.
Still, Magic's a decent thing, since I don't think these guys are going to be going for the Magic Key at all.
That's true. I'd like to see how much Fairy costs at Magic 6 now.
These guys have done so many death abuses at this point that I was totally right. And I like being right, so...
about just going to P5 and going to dig out the...
yeah, immediately.
The Magic Key, yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Magic Key myself as well. I find the Magic Key, and it just feels good, because you can find yourself in these situations where, once again, it's expensive. You don't have a lot of magic containers. You get one cast of it, and then it's a death abuse, and it's like this. You find yourself in what you were seeing Countess having to do earlier. He got lucky with that red jar, but if he hadn't had that red jar just pop out of the brick like that, he would have had to have died and pushed all the way through the palace again just to make it back to Karak's room so he could ferry through the door. And that just feels bad. You know that when you're in a race setting like this, it's just the minutes just keep passing by. Everything, the time just keeps ticking, and you're like, man, am I behind? What's going on here? You just doesn't feel good in a race setting.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that would have been like a 3-minute commitment right there.
Yeah,
to get back to Karak. Oof. Internet communities are different, Star is saying. Oh, yeah. So Star knows my name. Everyone can know my name. I'm Tony. Hi.
Not of the tiger variety.
No. Although I did get plenty of that, and of the Roma variety that Tony Roma is.
Aha.
I don't think that place is even in business anymore. I actually literally have never been to Tony Roma's. Ever.
Old Kasudo sitting right out in the open here. Sparkles apparently knew exactly where to go. So they're going to pick up Reflect as well, and then whatever's next on the list here. We've got GP on the east. We've got out of process of elimination. Oh, you know what? Is that P5 in Death Valley? That's P5 in Death Valley. Are you still going to stick? Are you still sticking with your original statement of digging into Death Valley early on?
You got to go there eventually. It's not like it would. It's not like you would lose time by going into Valley of Death early instead of later. I'm
just saying, there's those lava encounters. You got one cast of fairy per life. I don't know if you mess with those fairy feet, or you're going to just go ahead and fairy through the full encounter and not even worry.
I would encounter skip and then try to get a fairy feet or whatever.
Okay.
By encounter skip I mean replacing the. I'm sure you know, but for our viewers here, sort of tricking an enemy to going onto that square right when you enter it. You can turn it from a forced encounter on the lava tile to a random encounter on the lava tile, which can be a lot faster and easier to go through.
Yeah, a whole lot easier to deal with. And that's a quick horse head here.
Very good. It's got to feel good after some of these palaces to have a palace done in like a minute and a half.
P1,
Yes.
And we only have 5 magic containers. Are you going to take a gamble at this point and dig out the item in P1, the smallest palace, and you're going to hope that maybe you're going to get a magic container here?
I wouldn't.
Interesting.
I mean, it probably is a magic container, but they can cast thunder.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting though. We've got a lot of items that are missing, like trophy and medicine. We saw the raft. We don't have the boots. Hammer over on Cowness' side, so we know it's on the P1, but it could be, you know, something you don't want. So.
All right. Speaking of something blank want, Sparkles did get what he wanted. He wanted about like 100 experience. He got 200. He was able to get his level that he was looking for.
Yeah, attack level 3 is feeling bad. Attack level 4 didn't seem to be doing too much better. Attack 5 should hopefully be the sweet spot here to make things a lot easier, especially Goomba. We'll see how well Sparkles handles Goomba and their experience with that fight. Again, can be tricky.
Yep.
He's just so damn nimble sometimes.
He's the Rufus of Zelda 2 Randomizer. That's a fire character.
I only know
There's
Zelda
only
2.
well, until I start putting Street Fighter characters into Zelda 2.
That would be interesting.
I would not put Rufus in though. There's so many better characters to put in. Oh shit.
That's a lava map. That's a little sloppy with the dash spell.
That was close.
It gets you in trouble a lot. You see that. I get in trouble with it as well. I know that feeling. You're trying to push through palaces, and again, maybe, you know, looking back at his P4, he's oh no!
He almost did it though. Like he almost like bounced off that skeleton's head.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He should not. He should just up an A though, because he's not gonna have the magic. Oof.
No.
Okay. But he's not gonna have the magic to do this palace unless the boss is like right here.
Okay, so we are digging out the item in P1, it looks like. Or, no, yes, no. This is P4. This is P4 with the raft, okay.
Irene's saying that she wants to try to make a Mega Sprite or the Matador since they switched around the Boston's.
So I lied about not knowing anything about Street Fighter 2. Are we talking M Bison Vega? Are we talking Vega? I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking Japanese or American based there?
She meant the American Vega, the Spanish dude.
Okay. Hockey mask guy.
Yes.
Freddy Krueger Claus hockey mask guy.
Yeah, jumping that bullshit jumping on the fence and just timing you out. Yeah. Alright, that's an up and A from Cowness. I suppose it was kind of worth it to keep going because he was able to finish at least that branch of the palace. Yeah, I suppose it worked out for him.
Got 500 point P-bags off the large enemies. I hadn't seen that previously. Probably did see that drop at some point in time, but that's the first time I had seen that.
Yeah.
Not that it's too much of a help at this point.
500 point P. You mean on the Countess' side?
No, on Sparkles' side.
Okay.
We know that Karak is a little deep into P4 here. I think you were supposed to head left right at the beginning. I don't know if Sparkles had headed left yet.
Oh god, no, Countess!
Another
That's
lava bath in the
hilarious!
same room.
Did you see what happened though?
I did, and all I saw was the last little bit there falling into the lava.
So
the red skeleton there though.
He killed the enemy, and it spawned a life. And he was jumping, and he collected the life, and it killed his momentum.
Oh
yes!
no!
The free life killed him.
That just feels terrible. You just feel so dumb. You're like, you've got to be kidding me. especially having died so many times right in that lava pool there.
That's freaking awesome.
Okay, so it does look like Sparkles is going the correct direction here. It's gonna, or at least I do believe so. They're tied on palaces. I mean, it's really hard to say exactly who's gonna. Well, here's Barba, so that's gonna be the fourth gem for Cowness.
Here's the thing: Cowness just used his magic on dash, and there was a key he could have gotten with jump, so he couldn't get the key. And now when he beats Barba,
does he not have any lives left?
I don't know. Guess we're gonna find out.
Definitely not going to get a level off of this. Barbara gives 700, and there's only that 50-point payback at the end.
Yeah, no free level here. Oh, well, there's his...
Well,
Okay, he's got lots of lives in.
Yeah, Sparkles is about 3-ish rooms away, I believe. This is around the time you were making your 4-room. Oh, that's going to be a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice!
Was that a reflect cast? That was a reflect cast.
Yeah, he was
Did
like...
he cast Barry after this? Doesn't really matter, he's got an extra life, but...
That was very clever. He was just sort of like... He was paused, and he was sort of sitting on the screen. He was like, oh yeah, I can cast Reflect. And you immediately have to duck to block the fireballs. Fortunately, the way he had lined up the fireballs, he could block them all in one go. The thing about Barbara is that he throws out like... Or she throws out like 5 or 6 fireballs, so you have to block all of them for it to matter. And, you know, with the way that Barbara's fireballs were lined up, yeah, he was able to do that.
That was very clutch.
That was so awesome. Play of the day. Game.
Yeah, there you go.
Nicely done. A well-deserved victory there, and I believe you can get over here with the jump. Maybe not. Well, jump and dash will do it.
Yeah, jump and dash will do it, right. Sparkle's taking a Death Abuse to get some magic back for Reflect. Apparently still a little too expensive. They didn't have much magic left. It is 30. Okay, I'm missing the cost of Fairy at Magic 6. I've missed that multiple times now.
Oh god, Irene in chat. Dragon, stab the dragon, Zelda 2Z. Or would it be Zelda 2R? Zelda 2R. Sorry, it's a very poor localization of Dragon Ball Z. Had that sort of thing going on.
My era of Dragon Ball Z is old VHS tapes, Japanese from bought from the flea market, fan subbed, you know, good old Head Chala days.
Nice.
That's actually where the name Mirai comes from. It's the Mirai Trunksu, so Mirai Trunks.
Ah, there it is. Okay, cool. So you are familiar with the Dragon Ball Zs?
I'm not super familiar with it just because I didn't have a lot of the episodes from back in the day, because they were just back. I mean, they were rare. They were very rare to come by, and so I probably had maybe 5 of the like 45-minute episodes, and then at some point we had Dragon Ball GT when it first came out, but it was all in Japanese, so we had no subs or nothing to go off of, so I did not really do much in that. That's kind of where I kind of faded away from Dragon Ball Z at that point, but
I guess it made an impact on you though.
It did. It's interesting. I don't know. I don't remember even how I landed on this internet name, because honestly, back in the old IRC EF net days, I was naming myself Sephiroth. I can remember that. That was terrible. But at some point, I landed on just Mirai, and I just Americanized it. Obviously, I don't necessarily pronounce it like the same Japanese way, Japanese pronunciation. But that's where it's from.
Ah, cool. Now I know. It's good to get the story.
Yeah, I can't say I will say you're probably the first person I think to notice the name, at least say it to me, be like, yeah, the future is like, yeah, that's right. That was interesting. That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I know enough Japanese to pick up on a lot of stuff, but I never really finished it off and became fluent, which is a huge shame, because one of the things I would love to do is to pull in some of the the Japanese speedrunning community and do like some collabs with them for Zelda 2 Randomizer.
Well, that would be cool.
Unfortunately, yeah, I don't know. I can't really speak Japanese that well.
Yeah,
so.
kind of lacking the languages is kind of a barrier there.
Yeah, it's like, I could have, and I can. It's maybe in the future if I actually get off my lazy butt and do stuff. Oh, there's the boots. Countess just gonna refuse them out of, I think, spite.
I don't blame him.
I mean, yeah, not the most useful, but still having them earlier would have been nice a little bit. But at this point, not useful.
Sparkle's entering into P5 now. We get to see how much of a labyrinth this place actually is. Maybe Goomba will be 2 rooms in, and the item will be right behind him. Although at that point, Magic Key doesn't necessarily become as useful. However, if we do run into the double glove blocked room with the key in the middle in GP, then the Magic Key is going to be very useful. But the likelihood of that is probably not too likely. Oh, taking the fall, that's going to knock him back to into that room.
Yeah, I think it's a little buggy when you do it that way, right?
I was assuming he was going to end up in actually the front of the palace. That's where I thought he was going to be headed.
Oof. Fortunately, it worked out, and I'm glad it didn't bug out that bad.
Yeah, that would have sucked. Did you have to do up and A there?
And I mean, like, you might think that it would just drop you into the same room or whatever, but like because it's on like a different segment of the screen, it can do different things.
Yeah, the game's kind of weird in that way when you're like doing drops in where you're not supposed to be doing drops.
Mm.
It is essentially like a fail-safe built in, though, isn't it? That it should, if there is like an error of some sort, it will just revert you back to the front of the palace.
Yeah.
At least on the top side, as if you actually had a drop there.
Oh, cool! So you can get that key with just dash. So maybe Countess could have gotten that key earlier. He might have needed to jump just to get up to the first one. But whoa, that's fast. Okay, well done with that dash spell right there. Sonic the Hedgehog. Hedgehog.
Yeah, we got a lot of dashing going on each of the screens here. Trying to fly through
I do love
palaces.
to see it. You know, I think dash brings a lot of life to Zelda 2 Randomizer. You know,
I agree.
It screws people over, but that's half the fun.
Yeah, it's a very interesting. It's just an interesting mechanic. And at first, I was not a huge fan of the dash spell, but I've warmed up to it, quite a bit, and I loved using it, and I love abusing it. And it gets me in trouble often, but still, I mean, it's all part of the risk and reward associated with it.
Speaking of risk,
here we go again.
Like...
Same room. Oh no.
I think it's a different version of that room because there's a different enemy there before. He died so that he could do the dash, or maybe that was an accident. Okay, game. Whoa, what are we?
Room.
Is Sparkles and GP? Is this GP? I guess
no. This is standard palace room. It's palace.
Oh my god, this Dripper's.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, you want to be careful when you jump into the dripper, though, because the moment that little bit of blood that drips down, whatever that is, the red liquid, the moment that appears, you're going to get hit and knocked back into the lava there. This is always a fun room on Countess' side as well. Double heads, no thank you. Doesn't have any magic to ferry through it, though, and he makes it.
Irene in chat bringing up some deep Dragon Ball Z lore or something. I liked Dragon Ball Z up until honestly the beginning of the Cell, like the very beginning of the Cell thing. It's like it just became more Frieza.
There's actually so much I just don't know about that universe. For as much as I really enjoyed it, it was like really part of my like childhood, like growing up, just watching the few episodes I did have into the lava there for Countess. Yeah.
Oh no, game over.
But I mean, the episodes I had were so scattered; they weren't really connected. I had the Janemba one, and then I had the one where Little Trunks, Chibi Trunks, and some alien from outer space. I remember that, but I mean, other than that, I don't really remember what I had. For as much as I liked the character Trunks, I didn't have a lot of the episodes with him in it.
I was so confused when I first watched some Dragon Ball Z. It was at school. It was after school, like in a classroom. Someone had brought in like a VHS tape or something, and I was like, "These people are on fire. This is bad, right? They're all on fire. Why is everyone on fire? They need to put out the fire." And they just didn't seem to bother. And I'm like, "They're in a fight. I mean, I get that, but like, I think top priority is not being on fire." And then also what confused me was like, earlier in the episode or whatever. Oh god, you're really gonna kill yourself on this part.
Yeah, I'm watching that. I was waiting for her break to say this is gonna take a while.
But yeah, they'd flown earlier, and then like there was a scene where they were all falling off some. There was like some sort of like XPG sort of thing where like there was a bunch of people like in some games with like platforms that tilted and stuff, and then people were falling off the platforms, including the main characters. And I'm like, they can fly. Why are they worried about falling? But you just have to put yourself in Dragon Ball logic mode.
Exactly.
There's the key.
There's the magic key.
Why? You knew it was gonna be the magic key in 5. You could have.
Well, again, they'll feel a whole lot better if that one room does exist in GP. You never know. You never know.
True.
We do see some keys just available in palaces, though, so maybe they'll walk out of here with a key. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. If I was there and I saw the item room, I would probably pick it up, but I'm not sure I would seek it out at that point. I would probably just want to be done. We're already, you know, almost 70 minutes into the seed at this point. You wonder where your opponent's at, and you know, it's time to go. It's time to go. Especially if you feel you've been making some mistakes, you haven't been approaching some of these palaces all that efficiently. Now, Countess, I was going to say Countess may end up in the rocks there, and he did, but he was able to get out of that in the right direction. Those lava encounters that happen, that can be approached from two sides, the way that they're placed, the way that the randomizer places them in Death Valley there, can be tricky. Sometimes you end up actually approaching them from the wrong direction, then fairy feeding into the rock, and not actually being able to get out of the encounter. And this is amazing. I thought he was going to make that.
I thought so.
A lot
too.
of damage staying on the platforms there, but up and 8.
Yeah,
no.
It must have been the last life. That
makes sense why he was trying that.
Oh my gosh.
See, that would have been one area where maybe the candle would have actually been quite helpful. Maybe it would have been worth digging out the candle there. I don't know. You know, to at least see the danger before it knocks you into the lava.
Mm-hmm. That room that Sparkles was just in had the Mago and the Moa and Skeleton or whatever. Earlier on in the seed, that would have been a great room to cast Thunder Ring and get your magic back with your red char.
Oh yeah.
At this point though, with the next level being 3480, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no.
That 800 or 900 experience or whatever it would have been, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so Sparkles is going to be a little aggressive with Guma here. Attack 5, life 7. I don't blame them. Do they have the shield spell? They don't have the shield spell, do they?
No,
they do have life.
Well, yeah, they got their casting earlier, so they better. I don't think they can cast it again. Okay, that was pretty good for a second there.
Yeah, having not found a lot of magic containers, it's going to be interesting to see if GP is a little punishing. What's going to come of that? Because you know, getting a screen trap hit from the flail, you can't hug the wall like. Did they bug Guma out? Oh man, from what I hear, I've never had it happen to me, but you can bug Guma out and get him stuck on the edge.
Yeah, I think if you hit him too far or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I hate when he goes off screen. I try to cross him up if he does look like he's going to go off screen.
The thing is, sometimes he's so stubborn to come over to your side if you want him to come over there. I find that if I move to the outside of the pillars here, to the left, the far left or the far right of the screen, he doesn't want to really follow me all that well. It's like you got to kind of stay kind of close to him to kind of leash him along. And otherwise, he just kind of stands there looking at you stupid. And you're like, come on, buddy. So Sparkles was starting off a little aggressive, but accuracy, I'd say, is a little low here, doing a lot of whiffs and ending up on the flail here. That's obviously hurts even at life 7, and especially without the shield spell. So this is their last life, I believe, so we'll see if they can pull through here.
It's kind of interesting because, you know, at this point, it's the Countess and Sparkles almost head to head right now. Whether Sparkles goes into GP first really depends on how well each of them, you know, does against Boss Guma here.
It was interesting to watch all of this play out here with the just the way that Sparkles didn't get Reflect early on, and Countess had Reflect, didn't have Fairy but had Downstab, and then they had this they diverged into paths, but they're now here both in P5, and they both more or less have, again, closing that gap early on. Like you said, it's going to be interesting to see whether Guma, down to the last hit here.
No. Oh, God, no.
Wow.
That's...
That is a rage-inducing moment right there.
Oh, my God, dude. If anyone missed it, Sparkles killed Boss Guma and then died. So that don't count. He has to fight Boss Guma again, I think.
Yes, I do believe so.
When the number appears, an enemy dies.
Yeah, Barba seems to be slightly different on that, because you can take a lava bath on on Barba right as he dies, and maybe it's just the perfect amount of time for the experience to pop up. I'm not sure, but you can take that lava bath, and when you walk back in that room, Barba will actually just be dead, and the item will drop from the ceiling. So,
yeah, I guess we're gonna find out. Bosses might be different, or it might be that with Barba, the amount of time it takes for you to get sucked into the drink is just enough.
I have a feeling we're going to have to do Guma again, so...
he got to Guma with 3 lives in pretty decent condition, and the red jar's here still, yeah. So, he knows where to go. Countess just dropped through the ceiling in that room. So, I'd say Sparkle still has the advantage here, but not by a lot.
Yeah, at least knows where Guma is at, in terms of just finding him again.
That was close. Patrick's saying if you die on Barba kill and it's your last life, Barba won't be dead on your next visit. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't the last life thing. That may change things. So there you go. Okay, so Guma has returned, back from the dead.
You know, I think about it. Thunderbird is the only boss that Thunder works on, and you don't want to kill. I bring this up every now and then, but do not kill Thunderbird with Thunder. It's very difficult to do because he only takes a tiny bit of damage, like one sword attack, one's worth of damage. But
so you can inflict more damage on Thunderbird with the Thunder spell. I was not aware of that.
Yes, but if you kill him with Thunder, the game softlocks.
Sounds like you just shouldn't try.
Yeah, pretty much.
even if you're lucky enough to have like a super cheap Fire Thunder combination at like fire costing like 8 magic points or something. That seems to be the only scenario where you'd actually. I guess you could just wait till the final hit as well and soft lock yourself, but that's a little odd to do.
Sparkle's placed a gem. Countess is on his way, and he should know that there's a jar here. There he goes. Yeah, so it doesn't deal much damage at all to Thunderbird. I only really found this out when I was playing with like an infinite MP seed.
Okay.
See, I just casted Thunder a bunch of times, and eventually he died, and it was not a good situation. But yeah, for the most part, if I have him down to like the last bar of health, and he's already taken a hit on that last bar of health, I will not cast Thunder no matter what. But
yeah.
But if he's above that, if he's at like 1 full bar of health, or if he has more than a full bar of health, then I'll cast Thunder to clear. And the reason you would want to cast Thunder on Thunderbird like the second or third time is because it clears all the projectiles on screen too.
Interesting.
So yeah, that can get you out of some tough situations.
Yeah, for real.
If you have an excess of magic and not an excess of life.
Doing some counter skips here. Burning through a little thunder. It looked like there just to kill a spider. Probably not too big of a deal. Just one last encounter, and then they're off to GP, which is not too far away.
Animus United in chat, appreciating Sparkle's improvement over his various Goomba fights. And I gotta say, that is something to respect. Sparkles went in there and was having a real rough time at the beginning, but eventually got into that groove. Alright, we have like a sandstone palace for GP or something?
Like an olive-colored brick.
I don't know if bricks were out of...
Although a forest green in the background.
Yeah.
TheCowness with the aggressive strats, but not able to seal the deal here on his last life immediately. Double flail to the face. Doesn't feel good.
This is looking pretty good for Sparkles right now, because if TheCowness does not...
Early Thunderbird.
That's
both a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. I'd say it's more of a curse, but it is nice that you don't have to worry about keeping a thunder's worth of magic in your reserve.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, is that with Thunder cost their entire bar there, so, if they would have had to have maintained that throughout the GP, at least having to burn through a life when you found Thunderbird later on, that might have cost something. But here at early Thunderbird is nice for that.
I guess Sparkles managed to get attack 6 from Boss Guma. That's a good reward for a well-deserved win. Unfortunately, it looks like this is probably not going to be the go that sees Sparkles winning against Thunderbird. But this was a go where TheCowness defeated Guma.
And is he going to go into GP with attack level 5? That's going to be...
Yeah.
I mean, that's totally doable. If you watch Max Rando, these guys, they go into GP with, attack level 3 and 4, so it's totally doable. It's just that Thunderbird is definitely going to take, you're going to have to be better on Thunderbird. If there's a bunch of Foca in the way, you're probably not going to be burning through the red and blue Foca as quickly. You're probably just going to try to avoid them as best as you can. One cast of life, I believe they still only have at this point, at least Magic 6. I don't know how far it came down on Magic 7. We'd have to see on Sparkles' side. And no shields as well, so
yeah,
things tend to hurt.
I was a little surprised that Sparkles didn't just up an A immediately after Thunderbird.
Yeah, just get a nice refresh.
Must be feeling a bit pressured. So yeah, Sparkles did actually manage to defeat Thunderbird on deep strats, contrary to my assertions. Is there a door in this room?
There's not, but this is a terrible room if there were any heads or flying with combination of dots. Otherwise, this is a super timid room.
Alright, well, super timid it is. And TheCowness just doing a Terminator impression. This room comes up all the time, the one that Sparkles screen, and I don't really like it that much.
Really? It's interesting. When you're... Oh, here we go, some dots. Oh! You see, that would have been a lava bath. And this would have been a terrible room anyway. Bogos and horizontal dots, that's a bad combination.
Yeah, if one of those dots had knocked him into lava, I could have called them dipping dots, but...
I call them radioactive dipping dots anyway.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there's a 1-up at the end of this room. I don't know if you're going to take it on this first pass through.
Just skip this for, yeah. Maybe... Oh, look at this. Free life, and it's actually kind of useful right now. Nice. So, he's kind of back up to 3 lives, which is great news for him. It's been fairly linear so far, which means... Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, did another life drop for them earlier? Because I do believe they died on the pyramid room with the flying head Bogos. A lot of dots in this GP.
Yeah, that was their death, and then they picked up free life right there.
Okay.
This is an interesting room. Never been here before. Do you have to go up here? I've never seen this room.
Yeah, you got to go up, and then you're out.
Well, this life that they're on is pretty much forfeit at this point. But I think he can clear this room, so nice.
We got TheCowness taking a little bit of damage to Thunderbird here. Attack 5 is proving to be a little weak on Thunderbird. He's down to his last hit.
double deaths.
Yeah, those king bots, man, they sometimes they just don't spawn on the ceiling, and they just spawn right in front of you, especially on like the disintegrating bridge there. You can find them spawning right in front. It's just sometimes it just feels like absolute BS. It's like no amount of skill can get you out of that situation. It just doesn't feel good. Nothing too crazy. I was just about to say nothing too crazy here in this in these last few rooms, but there's a blue Foca now.
Yeah, first paperclip room. It was a little tricky for me to make the jump, but I think it was tricky for Sparkles too, but he made it.
I can never remember whether it's the far side or the close. I just do the double jump. Just jump to the pillar. You know you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the double glove blocked room with the key in the middle. The banjo key was the savior here. They both
assuming this is
the
correct direction, but
that's
yeah,
true.
that's awesome.
That's true.
That is great. So yeah, dipping and getting that that magic key, even though they had no more palaces left to do.
That's funny. That's funny because you know you almost think that maybe Countess, if anything, has been neglecting to pick up the items he didn't want, but and being P5 being last palace might have almost thought that maybe he wasn't going to pick it up there. Just like, nah, you know, I don't need this magic key.
And you can actually Sparkles. You can actually stab enemies that are in those waffle slots. You just gotta press forward on your D-pad. Really grind yourself into those bricks. Oh boy. Okay.
Well, it might not be a fairy room. You can actually attack the wall and get enough momentum, turn backwards really quick, and get yourself up on those disintegrating blocks. I guess they don't know that trick, but you can get up there. It still might be a fairy blocked room, but it may also be the disintegrating bridge room, which does not require fairy. So I guess we'll find out here what room that actually is.
Oh, do they have a similar...
They have an exact same start like this, and you never know which it is. It's the disintegrating bridge.
I have also not seen this room. Oh man. Interesting. Oh, there's a free jar. Didn't know that one was there.
I tend to avoid that block because, oh man, it's just luck of the draw always ends up being a stupid red Foca right there in the middle that you gotta fend off.
Yeah, for those who don't know, in GP, all of the jars are a 50-50 jar or red Foca. It's not like, oh yeah, I went through this GP before, the third, spot that you stab gave me a red jar, so I'm going to stab it and it'll give me a red jar this time. No, it's always a 50-50.
Yeah, dash is really not the play in this particular room with all of this flying crap. It's
well, the
there's
key
darkness.
was the key after all. Yeah. Well, fortunately, they didn't have to see that much.
Yeah,
GP.
that was pretty easy. After Thunderbird, there was really not any super branching paths. It seemed like a just hold right type of situation.
And I don't see any timeline where Sparkles loses this fight.
Being from the future, neither do I.
Ouch. That was a 50-50 that Countess just experienced. Right on his head. Alright, yes, indeed. We have GG's in chat, so I don't have to tell you what to do. But if you haven't done it yet, do as the Romans do. And all these guys are Romans, by the way. Yeah, so the official SRL time of 1 hour 27... Oh god, did I say it again? It's not SRL. An official GG time of 1 hour 27 minutes and 2 seconds. I've just done it for so many years. I can't undo it. Official race time, official... whatever. Okay, let's... I think Star's still with us, so... do you want to ask them if they want to come into the interview room? Because I don't have their .gg thing open. Cool. Yeah, but a very, very good fight, and you know, this kind of goes to show you that, in the case of Sparkles, you put in the time, and you can defeat, you know, players that have a bit more time than you. So
This is true. They would have even sealed the deal. Oh man, Dash is getting him in trouble in many of these rooms.
Oof, big oof. Well, it's not that time, but he's so far from Dark Loop right now that I don't think he's going to make it on this continue. Unless he gets another life somewhere.
Oh boy. They were on the edge there. There was a...
Yeah. They were going to slide off.
Probably.
So now they have no magic, which means they don't really have to fear bubbles, but just 3 heart hitters. Oops. There's a 50-50 here, maybe.
Yeah, I find that there's not all of the statues have them.
Now, I did mention earlier to our listeners and any potential, you know, runners that all the jar locations are 50-50 with red focus. The point to mention about that is that if you kill the red foca, the jar goes away. If you collect the jar, the red foca goes away. So, if you spawn the red foca, leave the room and try again.
That's also true with the Iron Knuckles as well, though, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I mean, it is at the beginning of Palaces, but I guess I haven't fully tested it in every single statue that drops them in Standard Palaces.
Yeah, like 3 and 6, those 50-50s that you have, I mean, it doesn't come up that much, because most of the time you can just leave the palace right there for that starting statue.
Yeah.
But, yeah, technically. No, actually, Irene, Sparkles was so cool that he actually didn't use Reflect. He just used his shimmering, shining personality.
An interesting strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work for everyone. Definitely doesn't work for me. But for those that it does work for, it makes a big difference.
I think these lower levels have definitely hurt TheCowness. The Attack 5, the Magic 6. Again, I'm just completely unfamiliar with the magic cost for everything for Sparkles at Magic 7, but things had to have come down at that point. There's your red focus this time around.
Welcome in, Sparkles. GG, man.
Oop.
Well, yeah.
Hello?
Oh, hello. You didn't hear me? Welcome in. Good game. Oh, we can't hear you. Can you not hear us?
How do I turn on the sound?
Oh, maybe you have... No, if you're deafened, you also mute yourself, so that's not the case. You're not deafened. I don't know why you can't hear us. So Sparkles has himself muted right now, so when he figures out his stuff, I'm sure he'll be back in. Oh gosh, TheCowness.
It's that move. It's happened to me as well. There, you do the jump, you just accidentally press down. It happens right at the right point in time. You break the block, and then you just fly off the platform.
Yeah, if you're holding down immediately when you jump something, you kind of don't jump, and instead just sort of like.
Yeah, you just like skate. You skate with the down stab, and if you're on that breakable block, that's the end of the block.
You could say it's an early example of like falling through platforms. That would be a little insensitive to TheCowness at this point. We'll say that later. Oh, ouch.
You know they probably know. TheCowness probably knows that maybe has the GG racetime.gg room in sight of them. So presumably they know that Sparkles is already finished. And, I don't know. At this point, I would probably just kind of take my time if I knew that. Maybe they don't know that. I'm not sure. because they're still just racing through a lot of these rooms, and it's getting them in trouble.
Sonic 06 moment. We got Animus and Irene saying that, yeah, Sonic 06, you just fall through platforms for no reason. Yeah, but kind of. It's controllable in Zelda 2. It's just something you're not always actively thinking about. Oh, I guess Sparkles will be back in a minute or two. Countess let his life completely fill up, which is a bit. His magic completely fill up. So probably should have cast life right before it got to the top. Yeah, Countess seems pretty frustrated right now using magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say that this all just seems kind of wasteful. Just just a few more seconds to break another. Oh, a lot of fairy casts for this. These 2 rooms here.
Yeah, unless he gets a red heart, it's kind of like he's down 2 lives already. Yep.
Ouch.
You good now, Sparkles?
If you can hear us, you're still muted. So.
Yeah, before you couldn't hear us, and now we
Come on now.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god, I did it.
Yeah.
Finally
Nice.
figured it out.
Is this the first time we've had you on commentary after a race, rather in the interview booth?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
That is correct.
You know, there are a few hoops to jump through to get in here, so appreciate you dropping in. Well, GG, well done on this race, man.
Thanks. It's my first time ever winning ever.
Yeah, we were wondering at the beginning whether Countess is going to take it and stay undefeated, or whether you were going to take it and even it up between you two, both 1-1. The last time you guys raced, you both raced Kulane. He won and you lost, and so going into this, he was 1-0, you were 0-1. But now it's evened up, so GG on that.
Now we had.
Well, thank you. Early on,
Oh, go for it. Sorry.
I realized that Maze Island, you had to get to Maze Island.
Yeah, but
Yes.
the hint for the child on Maze Island, that was absolutely key.
Or it was absolutely fairy.
That it was.
Touche.
Because then I found the Any Key hint, which was level Palace 5.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. We were talking about
So I
this.
knew I had to find the...
Yeah, we were talking about this. The GP, the Great Palace room, that has the double glove block. There's blocks on both sides of the room with the key door in the middle that requires you to have a key. And in this seed, we weren't seeing any key drops, I don't believe. We saw keys coming from palaces and just standard static locations, but the magic key got you through that room, and that was really nice. It was you got the hint for the magic key in P5. You did find the item in P5. If you're watching the stream now, Countess just walked into the same room I'm talking about. But yeah, that was I'm going to say it again. That was key in order to getting through that room.
Yeah, and Darklink is not
That's
very
why
far.
I stayed and got the key.
Oh, just for this room?
I knew that room could happen.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and it did take a while, but eventually, you got Boss Guma down. That was a tough one. I was kind of fronting a little bit, and being like, yeah, I would have done a P5 first. But yeah, Boss Guma is always a bit tricky, and it took a continue for both you and Countess, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you started off a little rough on Guma. Again, you took that game over as Nightcrawler was set. But when you came back, you took him down, and that was that. You were both in P5 at the same time. It was interesting to watch. Obviously, we have a unique perspective from our commentator here, commentator booth, and we see both of you running. So you both did things a little bit differently, but you were able to converge there in P5. You were both in P5. You entered into P5 just slightly before Countess did, and you were able to take out Guma and then head over to GP sooner than he could, and he's been right on your tail for the most part of this. We weren't sure if that was going to be that way though, because he didn't get the hint for Fairy. For Fairy, for the child in Maze Island. He didn't get that hint early on. You got that right as you hit the east, so you knew immediately, what the goal was. You got to get to Maze Island. Because that's the key to Fairy, and that's going to unlock these palaces unless the magic key just somehow unfolds it and reveals itself. But that wasn't the case. Fairy was the case, and you had the hint for that, and that's what gave you the edge early on. However, he did find Reflect before you did, so you had to go back to Old Kasuto to find Reflect, and that kind of evened things out. He also had Downstab before you did as well, so it was interesting to kind of watch small advantages here and there, really unsure where the gap lied and who was really in the lead. But P5, again, you guys converged on P5 at the very end, and you were able to complete it first. That meant you got into GP first, and ultimately that's what won you the race.
I knew that I missed Reflect,
totally okay.
and that
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That was important. Remembering I missed Reflect.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting that Reflect spell super important.
Yeah, we were talking about it because you didn't
I
have
had gone.
Reflect. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I had gone into Maze Island, and I ate out of there.
Oh yeah.
And that I probably should have gone back.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess so. It's walking back and getting Reflect. Yeah, that would have probably saved a bit of time. You're right. Oh, it looks like Countess is forfeited. So maybe we'll get him in the interview room too. Now, Sparkles, we did have a question just a couple minutes into the race here from one of our viewers. I don't remember who it was, but they want to know if how much Zelda 2 experience you have, how much racing experience you have. Like, what's your story here?
And I don't have a whole lot of racing experience. I just started doing this in June or May.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But I will say, Zelda 2 is the first game I beat as a kid when I was like 8 years old.
Wow. That's awesome.
You got one up on me because I'm not sure I ever beat it, man. It was a tough game as a younger kid. I mean, Link is, if you don't have momentum with Link, he's just like planted in place. He weighs like 600 pounds and combat feels terrible. So I'm not sure. I've watched other older kids beat it, but I'm not sure if I ever beat it. So you got one up on me for that.
Yeah, when I first played Zelda 2, I was like 3, I think. So you're a little bit older than me, probably.
Nightcrawler the youngin' over here.
Yeah, I guess so for once. Hey, Countess, welcome into stream. How's it going?
I got bullied.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing in that seed went well.
You were actually pretty close to Dark.
When the seed wasn't bullying me, the game was bullying me. I don't know if you're watching Guma, but he stepped forward when I really needed him not to in 2 of my lives.
Yeah, I think both of you guys took a game over on Boss Guma there.
No, I just died to him twice.
Oh,
But
my mistake.
they were long fights though, because he had over 150 or 100% HP, and I only had attack 4.
Yeah, I think Sparkles went into that with more attack power than you did.
Yeah, and then at the end of the race, I just saw that room that apparently isn't the fairy room from GP, so I just quit. I hate community rooms. That made me mad.
Well, if it's any consolation, you were very close. I mean, I explained this to Sparkles just a moment ago, where you two diverged multiple times on who had what, and it all came together in P5, and you were both on doing Guma at the same time. Sparkles had reached P5 just slightly earlier, and Sparkles was able to defeat Guma first, made it into the GP first, and that was pretty much it from there. But it was a toss-up the entire time, and another game over from Sparkles at that point. If they had gamed over on Guma one more time, you would have probably been in the lead at that point, and who knows how it would have played out then.
Yeah. Yeah, that GP was just yet another pretty linear feeling GP. There was one fork and it was a loop to the second part that looked like a fork that I saw. So there was probably another fork before.
Yeah,
I
it
ran
was
into
very
Dark.
linear.
Yeah, pretty forgiving other than some of the FOCA placement, but completely doable. Nothing too nightmarish.
I don't know if I call that forgiving, because that means Great Palace is long if there's no forks, and if you game over, you have to walk through 10 rooms you've been through before. It feels bad.
Well,
But
you
if
were,
there's
you were very close to Darkling. That's the thing. Is your first game over was very close to Darkling.
Yeah, I figured it was
about 2
probably
rooms away.
close at the end. On my first game over, at the very end there.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that community rooms should try to indicate that they're not exactly the same as their counterparts. You know, they could put like a little flame in the wall or something.
Yeah, I hate the ones that are fake outs. I don't like the ones that are mirrors, and I don't like the ones that are just Death Mountain rooms repurposed. Those are lazy.
I like those last two.
Yeah, see,
No.
I do. I'm a Nightcrawler here as well. This is like a meeting for hate on the community rooms that that don't look any different than the standard dead ends. But
There's also community rooms that are exactly like the original rooms, but with different enemy placement. You can't forget those.
Yeah, one of my least favorite is the dead end room. That's not a dead end.
Yeah,
No,
I hate
hate
that
it.
room.
It's like now we have to walk to the end of every dead end.
yeah,
room.
no.
That room, you're talking about the one from P4 with all the blocks, and that room sucked
Yeah.
originally when you had to dig your way out of it.
Mhm.
And now you actually have to go in there. It was so nice never having to enter that room in Randomizer, and now you have to enter that room. It was like the worst vanilla room.
Yeah, it kind of is. Especially you got those panther heads shooting fireballs at you as you're trying to dig your way through.
Yeah.
It's like, God, leave
As
me
if this
alone.
isn't taking long enough, you have to block them with your shield.
Yeah, there was a quite a liberal use of dash on your end. Perhaps you were getting a little antsy trying to get through some of those rooms. It was really, really punishing. You were really getting hit by just things here and there. We saw you in I forget which palace that was. It was blocks on both sides, but there were platforms, and we saw you end up in the lava a few times on that final red Staphos at the end.
Because it dropped a 1-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been
Remember
killed by an
that?
extra life in this game before.
I laughed pretty hard when that happened, I have to say. It's just pure irony.
Yeah. At least I'd killed most of the stuff in there, so I didn't have to deal with too much going through again, and I didn't lose a life because I picked one up. But
Still would have been nice to have an extra life instead of just a refill on that current life.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess since it was over the lava, it wasn't mine anyway. If I had grabbed it, I was dead. If I didn't, it was gone.
Maybe you could have held back, if you knew it was gonna spawn there. But I mean,
Yeah, maybe.
How would you have known it was gonna spawn right there?
Yeah, I don't count the large enemies ever, and halfway through the race, I stopped counting the small enemies.
I don't count usually.
Well,
I
when there's
can't do it.
when there's randomized drops, I do, because I need to know where the 500 point bags are.
Yes.
I reluctantly agreed to them this week because how rough last week's seed was. I wanted a break, but
Well, last week you and Tulane did a custom flag set, which was
yeah.
a little punishing early on, and
Yeah, that was actually intended though.
yeah, I remember. I saw the racetime.gg conversation there in the beginning.
Yeah, it's basically standard drops with a couple of things added, but no 500 point bags, and then levels capped at 686. No randomized drippers or spell enemies, and extra keys in palaces to take the P bags out of palaces.
Yeah, and you started with 3 heart containers instead of 4.
Yeah. My
Which-
original flag set for that I tried practicing with was level cap 555 and low XP drops on enemies.
Do you just
Yeah.
want to keep the audience watching the seed play out for 3 hours?
I don't think I finished the Great Palace in that one, and then I went and I changed the flags to make them easier at least 3 times before I scheduled that race.
I imagine even getting to, attack 3 in a flag set like that's kind of a triumph.
Yeah, because attack 2 is at 400 points.
Yeah.
And there's no cheesy way to get there.
I like cheese.
Someone said something about, someone speculated on the reason why I left Magic capped at 8. I think they proposed that it can make the seed impossible if you cap Magic, but really I just think casting spells is fun, so I left that capped at 8.
Oh yeah, I think I mentioned that one. Yeah, so how about yourself, Sparkles? Have you pulled together any custom flag sets that you've gone through yet? In practice or against any other racers?
Oh, and when Countess suggested, I was very nervous about doing custom flag sets.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep flags that play more or less the same as the standard tournament flags, just in case I'm playing with something different. But in those sets, I was just making combat more difficult, basically, just making the Zelda 2 part harder, not the randomizer part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's one of my big pet peeves about most randomizers is they make the base game elements either diluted or just easier. And
yeah. I think some games do that. I wouldn't mind more options for difficulty increases in Zelda 2 randomizer. I think Dig Shake would bonk me on the head for saying that, but I like things being difficult in unique ways.
Yeah, the problem is the standard tournaments won't use them.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a hard flags tournament. I've been suggesting it in the post-tournament feedback for years, and it hasn't happened.
Oh, what's really fun is one-hit KO. I think that would be 3.5 hours to be something like that.
Wow.
On that flag set, enemies are also
one-hit
KO.
No for me on one-hit KOs.
The scary part is that rule does not apply for Dark Link, so you still have to hit him 8 times, but you can't get hit. It's fun, though. It's just really, really nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'm fairly decent at jumping when Dark Link jumps on me, but he'll still just randomly crouch stab me and kill me for just no reason.
Oof. So, what do you guys got going on in your channels this week? Anything that you do outside of races like this? Or do you do other races?
This is the only game I stream.
There you go.
Z2 for life.
There we go.
I mentioned this last race interview, but I've been doing a Dragon Quest Builders speedrun prep.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nice. Yeah, so if you guys want to watch a kind of cool fusion between Dragon Quest and Minecraft, and you want to see someone actually speedrun that, yeah, drop my Countess's channel and have some fun with that. Star, were you about to mention something?
Yeah, I'm afraid, unfortunately, that we actually need to clear ourselves off this channel because we've got another race starting up in just a couple of minutes. Countess will actually be commentating it, so we probably need to get ourselves off before we get kicked off, especially since we do need to switch a couple of race stream machines. But no, GG's to both of our runners. Thank you to GG's to Countess and to Sparkles.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah. So thank you to both of our runners, thank you to our commentators, Mirai and to Nightcrawler, and thank you to my fellow tracker, Patrick. Yes, we do actually need to get off this channel. We have ourselves another Z2R race starting up as soon as this one ends. The Yellen Heffley versus Big Slamu of Group F is starting up as soon as I can get this turned around. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I will be cutting stream here short, and then we will be back in about 5 minutes. So, thanks for watching for this race. We'll be back shortly.